Even when I broke your heart, my sins tore us apart. But I'm standing right here in the midst of my tears. I claim you to be the Lamb of God. Good morning and welcome back to your spiritual sports segment on Rhema Gospel Radio. Better than when you heard it last week. I'm CJ. It's time to get it on. What a wonderful weekend in the world of sports as I kick off the sports segment with your round one of NFL scores as the Carolina Panthers lost by 2 points to the Atlanta Falcons 30-28 as Matt Ryan continues to light it up with 369 yards and not one and not two, but 3 TDs as the Falcons remain undefeated. The New England Patriots shook off a slow start to literally spank the Buffalo Bills 52-28 with 340 passing yards from Tom Brady, along with not one and not two, but 3 TDs. The Minnesota Vikings are off to a great start with another win, this time over the Detroit Lions 20-13 as Adrian all-day Peterson notched 102 rushing yards. The San Diego Chargers forced 6 turnovers to power pass the Kansas City Chiefs 37-20 with Phillip Rivers 206 passing yards and 2 scores, while the Seattle Seahawks lost to the St. Louis Rams 19-13 as Greg Zuerlein kicked 4 field goals, which also included a club record for 60 yards. The Houston Texans ransacked the Tennessee Titans 38-14 with Matt Schaub's 202 passing yards and 2 TDs as they are 4-0 for the first time in club history, and the San Francisco 49ers shut out and literally smacked the New York Jets upside the head 34-0, 34-0, 34-zilch, 34 you get the point by now. The ladies in the WNBA continued their playoff games as the Indiana Fever made the Atlanta Dream sweat with a 103-88 thumping, with Tamika Catchings double-double with 25 points and 13 rebounds to tie the series 1-all in the Eastern Conference semifinals, and a double overtime was needed to witness the Seattle Storm outlasting the defending champs Minnesota Lynx 86-79 as Sue Bird had 2 critical 3-pointers in the second OT for a total of 22 points to help Seattle force Game 3 in the Western Conference semifinals. NASCAR was spinning their wheels at Dover International Speedway as fuel consumption was a big concern for several drivers not named Brad Keselowski, as he had some to burn after capturing the checkered flag for the second time in 3 weeks, as he has an inside track on winning the Cup, while Jimmy Johnson finished second, Denley Hamlin was third, Clint Boyer was fourth, and Tony Stewart and Casey Kane tied for fifth. Major League Baseball had games of plenty with a total of 16 starting in the American League as the Kansas City Royals were simply befuddled by the Cleveland Indians 15-3. Wow, that's a football score, folks, as Adrubal Cabrera launched his 16th homer. The LA Angels got the 5-4 win in Game 1 over the Texas Rangers with the 30th home run for Mike Trout, while in Game 2, the Texas Rangers exact revenge with the 8-7 win over the Indians as Mike Napoli knocked out 2 homers. The New York Yankees got past the Toronto Blue Jays as Eric Chavez's homer helped clinch a postseason berth. The Baltimore Orioles defeated the Boston Red Sox 6-3 with the 31st homer from Chris Davis as the O's earn a playoff spot, while the Tampa Bay Rays blasted the Chicago White Sox 6-2 as B.J. Upton belts 2 homers and David Price wins his 20th game. The Detroit Tigers eked out the 1-run win over the Minnesota Twins 2-1 with Prince Fielder's 30th home run, and the Seattle Mariners lost to the Oakland A's 5-2 as Jonas Cepedas launched a go-ahead homer in the 8th that ultimately sealed the deal. In what looked like a Ryder Cup win for the Americans, Europe said, not so fast, my friends, as they erased a 10-6 deficit and roared back to retain the cup to match the greatest comeback in history. This sports segment was sponsored by The Spot in Orlando, Florida, as it was voted Best Spot in Orlando Weekly yet again. Stay tuned for more updates in your next spiritual sports segment, where we sprinkle a little spirituality in your sports. I'm CJ. Be blessed and keep smiling, because God has something special in store for you.